Fired right up. Definitely started it back up just to record that noise. Ain't nothing like a turbo. They sound amazing. This dude right here lives in Cape Coral, Florida. Me, this truck, and this old dog are trying to get there before the end of the year. So alright, doing the blue spring upgrade on my 6-liter Powerstroke. What's up, YouTube? Working on the Powerstroke diesel today. Trying to put some of these parts in here, on it that I have for it. The blue spring update, the charge pipes. But I just pulled it all apart. I took the blue spring update thing, as they call it, out, and I found the old one to be bent. See, the spring's bent. Yeah. Got Maya tied up to the truck. Sebastian over here from Florida. And I just dropped shit. This is the fuel bowl housing where the fuel filter goes in. This is your fuel line, your main line, your return line, I think. I don't know, just guessing. But this is what we're changing. It's bent. See it? And you see the remnants, how it used to be blue? Well, that's why they call it the blue spring upgrade. Follow me like that. Like, that's why they call it the blue spring update. There's a couple different ways you can do it. You can buy it from Ford for 30 or 40 bucks, and it comes with, where's the old housing at? You can buy it for Ford for 30 or 40 bucks, and it comes with a new one of these, new bolts, new spring, new plunger. Or you can do bougie like about it and buy it from Sinister Diesel. They have two different variations of it. One of them's an adjustable fuel block cover. The other one is not adjustable. It's about I think a $60 difference. I paid $120 for this. Had it for a couple months. Was doing it as a upgrade because it was cheap and it's all I could afford at the time. Well, now I'm starting to have misfire issues. Not misfire issues, but like stumbling issues and whatnot. So I got some time today, so I figured I'd put it on there, change it out, and see what happens. You get balls. It comes with, can you see it pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
It comes with a new gasket, O-ring gasket. The O-rings for the fuel lines, a new plunger, a new boot. There's the blue spring, there's the new bolts, and there's one of my old tools I've been looking at from the shop. That's why I bought this toolkit from Harbor Freight. Alright, you can put it back on me now. That's why I bought this toolkit from Harbor Freight, so I wouldn't keep losing my work tools, and I can have tools in my truck, because, you know, driving a Ford, you got to be prepared at all times. But that's what was going on today. Sebastian is the cameraman. Maya's over here chilling. Yeah, that's where we're at with this 6.0. Still have to fix the crank sensor issue. If it's intermittently not starting, the harness needs to be replaced. I really can't get it by myself. I tried to attempt that first, but I got to start getting some of this stuff done so we can get the hotshotting. Start making some money so we can get the insurance and start towing some cars around town. This is up underneath the hood. This alternator went. I got two alternators. This one went bad and caused this fickum to go bad. So I had to replace the fickum. Then I realized the alternator is what actually caused it. I should have known for a little while. That's the fickum. I should have known better. I should have known better to fix it because I had a code for generator 2, but I was not in the right state of mind and not thinking like a mechanic and thinking like a survivor of trying to survive life, and just kept on driving. I got another alternator. I don't need this one. It cost a couple $100. Well, ever since then, I've had intermittent starting issues. I have the new harness. The old one is right here, and it runs down through here, and just over time, from oil leaks and power steering leaks, it heat soaks the wires and it causes an intermittent no starting. You know, so instead of just throwing a sensor at it, you need to fix that harness first I have a new sensor too. It's kind of hard to get to, so I'm gonna have to either hire somebody to do it or get somebody to help me do it. I might change this radiator, take this radiator out, and try to get through it that way, because I have a pulley I need to replace to stop the squeaking. But yeah, that's where we're at with this old 6.0, trying to get ready for Hotshot hauling. I might change this radiator, take this radiator out, and try to get through it that way, because I have a pulley I need to replace to stop the squeaking. But yeah, that's where we're at with this old 6.0, trying to get ready for Hotshot hauling. This is what it looks like, the cover. Like I said, this is the adjustable one. You just loosen that up, and right there is what puts tension or takes tension off of that spring and causes the fuel pressure to be adjustable. This right here is a billet aluminum fuel filter cap that goes right here. It was on the truck when I bought it. I took it off chasing a fuel issue. It was the sock strainer, whatever you want to call it, in the tank that was broke, that had been replaced by the previous owner, but all the old one was left in there. So when I first bought this truck, I had fuel issues like crazy. Had to end up replacing one injector, lift pump, and dropped the tank out, and ever since then I haven't had a fuel gauge. That's something else I gotta fix. But what I plan to do is for science purposes, I probably can look it up on the internet and figure it all out. I'm going to take and put this cap back on and hook a gauge up to it and play with the fuel pressure to try to get it. I'm going to put this cap back on and play with the fuel pressure and try to get it to have the best fuel mileage with the most amount of, oomph. I don't know if I'm thinking the wrong way. Any diesel heads out there can correct me, I guess. Let me know in the comments, but I'm gonna get back to work. This is the paperwork it comes with. It's everything in the kit. Recommended tools. That's what I was looking for. You can adjust the fuel pressure from 55 psi to 68 psi. Or I don't need to be going crazy with it because it's a stock truck and I ain't trying to blow it up, but that little bit of fuel ain't gonna hurt nothing. More fuel, I feel like it'd be a little bit more better. I'm just gonna try to set it the best I can right now until I can get my gauge hooked up. I gotta go get them. I'm gonna show you guys a pro tip. Can I put it right here? See this zip tie? Put it on there, keeps the nut from falling down. Somebody already beat me to it on this truck, but I bought zip ties at Harbor Freight the time I bought my toolbox to do that. So I already thought about it. Had to do that before. Pro tip from an 18-year veteran. Actually. Alright, step one to replacing the blue spring. You put the O-ring gasket in the Sinister diesel fuel block. Take this here brass, I guess, plunger. Put the correct O-ring that comes in the kit on there. It's a brown O-ring that's stepped up like that. Then you got this grommet. I'm pretty sure it goes like that. Yeah, it goes like this. Then you got the blue spring, the whole update reason. Alright, so that part's ready to go back in. The block's ready to go on. Now I gotta replace this piece. See, it's stuck off the sample logo. Came with a new one. So here. So I'm gonna do it. Put them in my pliers. Push them in. Just so I don't drop it. But I moved my rag to clean my hands. So make sure you put a rag over top of where your radiator hose went. You don't have to pull all this stuff apart to change this thing like the instructions say to do. The reason I did is because I have new charge pipes and I'm trying to fix other issues. I just decided to make this video while I put it back together. So here we go. We're going to stick the plunger in there now. Hit the pause. I'm going to stick the plunger back in. Like so. Hit pause. So, alright, take the block. Move this hose out the way a little bit. I mean, that line out the way. Move that line out your way. You can record me now. Put the new bolt in. The old ones are Torx bolts, star bits, whatever you want to call them. The new ones are Allen keys. The directions tell you that, but who reads directions? We just look at pictures. All right, you put it back in there.
Couple of ugga-duggas and you're good, right?
Yep. Ugga-dugga-dugga-dugga. Hi, man. Ain't it, bub? I'm sure there's a torque spec on this, but we alright. As long as it don't leak is all I needed to see. Look at that fancy blue picture of Maya on there. Put it on there. I'm gonna have to have a talk with Sinister Diesel for using Maya on their products. I got a pretty cool sticker on my laptop. Alright. So the reason I went with this one, because like I said, it's adjustable and made in the USA. But you don't have to go with this. This is probably one of the most expensive ones on the market. But I'm bougie. Was there an O-ring there?
Here. Remember? Or that's where you took it off last time.
Yeah. That's weird.
It is weird, isn't it? I thought that was weird.
Are you recording?
Hmm?
Yeah, it ain't got no place to like hold the O-ring. I guess it just mashes in there between. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it did say it came with extra ones. See, maybe you should read the address. Maybe we should read the directions fully. The directions fully. There was extra O-rings it came with. So now you just put this here fuel line back on. Not the ideal choice of tool for a fuel line. That's how you strip it out like somebody else previously has. Or it ain't stripped out, but rounding it out. Yeah, you see where it's a little more eights up right there? A wrench will cause that too, but these tools right here is what really does it. But that's all we got. Now I need two because this bolt's spinning right here. Alright. Alright. Probably shouldn't have done it like that, but we did. Alright, so now we don't know what the fuel pressure's at because I don't have a gauge with me. But since I already have the fuel system apart and got air in it, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on, clean it out, put it back on. You can hook a pressure gauge to there, or you can take this out and put a gauge itself and have a gauge up underneath your hood, or you could have a gauge inside your truck, because it doesn't, the scan tool or a tuner or your Edge PID displays, CTS3 system or so whatever, they don't show you fuel pressure. You have to manually check that with a gauge or have an aftermarket gauge. That's something you definitely want to get if you're going to be towing with a 6.0. I'll make another video on that for everything you know, essentials you need to have for towing with a 6.0 to protect your engine as long as you can, especially a stock non-bulletproof one. Alright, pause. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is either a 24mm or a 1/2" ratchet. Yeah, just regular 1/2" drive, ratchet or extension, we'll get that off. See? This is a new cap. That filter here ain't that old. Probably, when were you here last?
Week?
No, before that.
Oh, April?
Yeah, this was just changed in April. It was clean like that when I changed it. It's actually the second. Yeah, this is the second time I've replaced this filter since I've had the truck. I stayed with my maintenance. Pause. I took this off before to put a gauge on it that I had laying around the shop, but the gauge was broke. I'm taking it back off now to put Teflon tape, because it is like a pipe thread fitting. Teflon tape is like plumber, like the stuff you use for like fittings on plumbing and whatnot. But it helps seal fittings so you don't have a leak. Because we don't want to leak right here, lose fuel pressure, and that causes all kinds of problems. It can lead to premature ejector failure. Yeah, by the way, I am not much on maintenance, like I said earlier, but I'm trying to be. Because if you're going to plan on making some money with this truck, if I'm going to plan on making some money with this truck, I need to be maintaining it. Probably a little too much tape. So just putting it on there like that. Piece off. And you don't want to get it in that hole and suck it up in your fuel system. But that's what the filter's for, but you still don't want to. And yeah, I went up higher than I needed to, because this is how big the tape was. Some wide, big tape. But there you go. I actually cleaned the threads out first. When using brake clean, you really don't want to get it on rubber seals. It's not good for it. It causes them to stretch and all kinds of weird things. But we gotta do what we gotta do right now, Bubba. Ain't it, Bub? Filter. Filter goes back on. Filter goes back on. Pushes down like that. Get my rag. Clean the threads on this side. Show me. Clean the threads out real good. We don't want no trash getting in there. Get my block of wood, get my fat butt up here. I want to take some type of something and put on this. Oil would be more oil, or like some Vaseline or something would be ideal for putting around rubber seals when they go into metal, aluminum or metal. But doing what we got to do. Coming in handy. So I never would have thought to grab a 24 just to randomly have in my truck. It's not something you need on a daily basis. At least me anyway. And you just want to tighten it. Snug it up. It don't need to be too tight, but it needs to be tight enough where it don't leak. You can put it back on me. You need to snug it up enough to where it won't leak. You don't have it too tight, and then it'd be hard to get back off later. So now we're going to put, this has a Schrader valve in it to stop it from leaking. And it used to have a brass cap on it, but I dropped it, and I ain't seen it since. Put this in. It's an 11 millimeter or a 7/16. Not sure which one fits better. I have a 7/16 just because that's what I grabbed out of the toolkit. Same thing with this. You don't want to tighten it up so tight, but you got to get it tight enough where it won't leak. Fuck yeah, I did that already. Oh, let me see the camera. Alright, so it's back on there. Got the cap on there. The line's on. I didn't take the other lines off, so I'm not messing with them. I have my degas bottle out because working on some other stuff. This line's leaking coolant out when it starts, so I'm going to tuck that back away. It's going to make noise because it has a leak, but I'll show you how to start it. Alright, let's turn the key on, let it cycle a few times. Once you hear the injector stop, I'm going to do it 3 times and start it. 3. Fired right up. Definitely started it back up just record that noise. Ain't nothing like a turbo. They sound amazing. This dude right here lives in Cape Coral, Florida. Me, this truck, and this old dog are trying to get there before the end of the year. So I need you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and help me get there. Nah, I'm going either way. But still, we going. And you guys are coming with me. And we going to Florida to check things out. That's how you put a Blue Spring kit in a truck. A Sinister diesel Blue Spring and a 2004. So that's how you put a Sinister diesel adjustable fuel block Blue Spring update and a 2004 Ford Powerstroke 6-liter diesel. Say bye, Mayas. My tow dog's hooked up to the tow hook. I don't like you hooked up. Boy, we're at the apartment and people are scared of her around here. Big old dog. You know, big time dog, big time truck, big time YouTuber. Little friend.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey,